Hi, friends. Welcome to day 4 of the Reconnection Check. And today is the hardest day, but if I'm being honest, it is the most freeing day. You can't change your spouse. You can't make them change. You can't force them. You can't bribe them. You probably have already tried. I know that I had. But there's one person in this relationship that you do have complete control over. It's you. This is something that not many people want to hear. It's not something that we talk about a lot. And when I do share information like this on the internet, I tend to get some flack or negative feedback because people don't want to hear that they're a part of the problem. Sorry. But it's true. There are things that you have control over. Now, I'm guilty of saying, I'm trying. I tried in this relationship. And the truth is, there might have been good thoughts or intentions, but the effort did not match them. I wasn't actually trying to change who I was. I was trying to change the situation, outcomes, totally different things. When I was in the middle of my transformation, I was working with a coach and we were meeting weekly. And I remember sitting with her and going through, she had asked me, what are the things that you are wanting of him? What is it that you're so angry at him for? And I had a laundry list of things that I wanted him to do or be or change into. And in one little sentence, she completely changed my life. She looked at me after I had spewed out this laundry list of things, and she said to me, "Are you being that for him?" And I was like, what? All of the things that you want of him, are you being that person for him? And I was like, oh my gosh, light bulb. No, I was so angry. I wanted to be his best friend. I would literally tell you that he wasn't my best friend. I wanted him to consult me before he made decisions. I didn't consult him before I made decisions. I wanted all of these things, but I wasn't showing up as that person for him. And how's that fair? And it was like a light bulb went off of, oh my gosh, this all made sense. It really shifted everything for me. I stopped asking, what does he need to change? And I started looking at what I could own, what actions that I was having that needed to change. This isn't about blame, because this is where everybody gets defensive, is when we talk about, okay, but I'm doing this, but they're doing that. There's a difference between blaming and ownership. Blaming keeps score. I will work with a client who says, but Jess, he does X, Y, and Z. Blaming keeps score and will keep you stuck. Ownership asks, of everything happening in this relationship, what is yours to work with? Is it the walls that you've put up to protect yourself, even now when your spouse is trying to reach you? Maybe it's resentment that's been sitting forever and you just let it sit there and grow. Maybe you don't feel like you need to heal or grow, and therefore you stay stuck where you are. I'm not asking you to take responsibility for things that were never yours. Sometimes as control freaks, we try to take responsibility for things that were never ours. Therefore, we can't control them, which drives us even more crazy. What I'm asking you to do is stop giving away the thing that was yours. You get to choose how you show up next. This is genuinely the hardest day of the week because nobody likes to hear this part. It's a lot easier to point out everything that your spouse or your partner is doing wrong, but it's also the most freeing day, because it means you're no longer stuck waiting for somebody else to change. You get to start changing today, regardless of what you do. This is every single woman that I've worked with to date. When we first meet, the very first thing I say to them is, you have to commit to doing this work no matter how they show up. Because this isn't about them. This is about you and your heart and your character and breaking cycles, healing yourself, working on yourself, growing as a person so that you can show up differently in this relationship. Even if that means that clarity comes with this relationship does end, then you get to break the cycle for the next one. Because I can promise you that if you don't do it now, the same situation you're in today, you will be in the next relationship, because it's the same cycle. 60% of women who divorce once, divorce twice. It's the same cycle. So you get to decide today what you're going to do regardless of what they do. Ask yourself honestly, if nothing about my spouse changed tomorrow, what's one thing I'm still willing to own and work on? As moms, if you are parenting children, this is truly what gets me every time, is that your kids are learning from your actions. Actions speak louder than words. What do you want to teach them? What do you want to be their foundation of what a healthy relationship, healthy communication, taking care of yourself? What does being a mom? Being a mom is not running on E and giving all she has. Being a mom is not taking care of herself because everybody else needs to be taken care of first. That's what we've been taught, but that is not accurate information, and we need to stop playing into it. You get to decide what your actions say to the people around you. You get to decide how you want to influence your family, your friends, and the people around you by your actions. What do you want it to be? Tomorrow is the last day of this week together, and I want to show you what happens after this. Because getting honest is huge, but it's not the finish line. It's just the beginning. And tomorrow is the starting line. I'll see you then.